The finale of How to Get to Heaven from Belfast opens like a horror story. Greta's voice recites a nursery rhyme about two little girls who did something so terrible it can't even be named. Flames crackle, a child screams, someone whispers, "I love you." The message is clear from the first minute, the past isn't over, and it's coming back for everyone. Robin and Dara stand over a body. Greta has been hit by a car. Robin admits she was driving, she'd been drinking, panic explodes immediately, prison, her children, Jim falling apart. But then comes the impossible twist. The woman lying there looks exactly like Greta, the same Greta everyone already believes is dead. And when they return, the body is gone. This moment sets the tone for the finale. Greta isn't just running, she's transforming, slipping identities, surviving. She's not a ghost, she's a woman who refuses to stay buried. While the three women scramble, Booker and Feeney discuss the situation calmly. Greta isn't just a loose end, she's a liability. And Rosa has ordered something unthinkable, wipe out Greta's entire family. Booker doesn't flinch at the idea. She explains that people like her are wired differently, able to do what others can't. She believes most people sense that and stay out of their way. But Robin, Dara, and Saoirse never stay out of anything. They chase answers. And now Booker decides the adventure must end. Not with confrontation, but with erasure. Gas piped into a home, staged accident, a clean slate, until something changes. The women return to the beginning, a church fire, 8 children dead, 2 survivors, Greta and Jodie. For years, the story has lingered like a myth, something supernatural. Margot Heaney's book only complicated it further. At the nursing home, Greta confronts her mother Nora, and the scene reveals the emotional root of everything. Greta describes growing up under total control, worthless, watched, judged, raised by what felt like a cruel god. When Nora claims Greta started the fire deliberately, locking children inside, there is something disturbing in her tone. Robin sees it clearly. Nora wasn't made monstrous by the fire, she was monstrous before it. The damage didn't begin in 1997, it began at home. At the ruins of Heaven's Veil, Greta finally tells the truth. She and Jodie, once called Ashlyn and Kara, believed the church was sacred. They were told God came there, that miracles happened there, but nothing ever came. Angry and desperate, they decided to burn God's house down. They did not know children were inside. They saw the bikes too late. It wasn't calculated murder. It was childish fury with catastrophic consequences. Charles Sampson later discovered the truth. His involvement tied them to silence and secrets for decades. Greta insists Jodie's death was an accident, and for the first time, Greta stops running from the girl she used to be. She admits she tried to become someone else, to escape, but that little girl always dragged her back here. Saoirse offers the key insight of the finale. Maybe the child inside her doesn't need to be erased, she needs to be seen. Meanwhile, Liam confronts the women about Charles Sampson. They confess the final secret. They buried Charles's body with a priest during a funeral, hiding him in plain sight. It's the last piece of corruption holding them together. Liam warns Saoirse that the ending may not be what she wants. He's right, because this story doesn't end with arrests, it ends with choices. Booker tracks Greta to the church. She has the power to finish this, but she doesn't. Instead, Greta is reunited with her husband and daughter. She apologizes again and again, holding them tightly. Booker watches and lets them go, because Booker has already discovered the deeper betrayal. Greta's handler, the one meant to protect her, sold her out for profit. Violence followed and people died. Booker doesn't tolerate betrayal inside her system. The old organization is dismantled and the corrupt are gone. Greta is no longer a threat, not because she's innocent, but because she's done running. Booker wanted control, now she wants something new, a fresh structure, people wired like her. Earlier, Robin, Dara, and Saoirse's car failed. The mechanic said it was in limp home mode, a safety system that shuts down when serious damage is detected. All 3 women are in emotional limp home mode. They've been damaged for years, running on fumes, avoiding truth. To move forward, something had to shut down. The religious procession, people walking toward Knock believing in miracles, contrast their cynicism. The women don't believe in miracles, but they still keep walking. The finale doesn't fully absolve Greta. She caused the fire that killed children. Even if it wasn't intentional, it happened. But the show makes a distinction. There is a difference between evil and damage. Greta was a traumatized child raised in emotional violence. That doesn't excuse what happened, but it explains it. And for the first time, she stops trying to erase herself. She stands in the ruins and faces it. That's the closest this story comes to redemption. Saoirse, Robin, and Dara are at a convenience store. Dara pulls out a pink bag that Greta left behind. Earlier, Greta was given a ride by a guy called Conrad. He gave her this pink bag, but we don't fully see what was inside. Then we see someone killed Conrad with a screwdriver. The three women gasp as they see the content of the bag. It's disturbing enough to settle one thing immediately, then not getting involved again.